Why did you leave Florida?
KB2 UKA.
Florida, you get like 2 weeks of winter. Everything's not as green. The deer are smaller. I don't know. I came up here. It's greener. We get all the seasons, and I met my girlfriend.
Oh, nice. Are you a big deer hunter, Dom?
I'm a big what?
You're a deer hunter.
I don't do it anymore. Now I just look at them run around the backyard.
Yeah, QSL. Very good. Lots of deer and turkey around here.
Oh, Roger. Well, let's see if anybody else wants to join us. Maybe Doug's on the phone. W4D, I'm taking a standby to see if anybody else wants to get in here.
Well, good evening, gentlemen. KB2 UKA. Dom, you're sounding marvelous. I hear you just fine, Danny. Go ahead, Dom. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Hanging in there. You feeling better? Is your daughter feeling better?
Yeah, she's like 80% better. I never got sick, so I'm strong like bull. So what's today? Thursday? So Tuesday, when she got diagnosed, I was feeling clammy and sweaty and achy, and I'm like, I'm going to get the flu. But I think that was my body fighting it off because it's influenza A, alpha. Yeah, I must have had that a dozen times in my life, so I have immunity towards it. But yeah, she's better. She's out tonight, actually, from 7 to 10:30 at rehearsal. She's got opening night Saturday.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, as long as you guys, if she's feeling better, you're feeling better. Hey, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go get something to drink. W40.
All right, come on back. How you doing, Dan?
Hey, what's up, brother? Things are good, Doug. Things are good. How are you?
Good. I had my furnace shut down tonight, so that's not good. It's not getting power. So I called the HVAC guy. He says there's no power. There's power from the breaker to the emergency shutoff switch, but no power from the switch to the burner. But he said the switch isn't broken, which I don't believe. So I've got my electrician coming tomorrow, and the oil burner guy, well, gas burner, but the burner guy, he rigged the burner to a power outlet just to give it power for tonight so we have heat. I'm really hoping I don't have a broken wire from the switch or in a junction box. I just had the basement finished. So I'm hoping it's just the switch, and my electrician tomorrow does a quick 5-minute repair job.
Oh, wow. Are you talking about your furnace?
Yeah, Roger. It's a gas furnace, natural gas. About 2 hours ago, my wife came down and said, we have no heat. So I checked the gas. We have gas coming into the house. I saw the pilot light was on. I knew it wasn't getting power. So then the furnace guy came, and he says that there's no power leaving the emergency shutoff switch. Wouldn't that tell you it's probably the switch? But he's saying, no, it's not the switch. There's a wire disconnected in the wall, or there's a broken wire in the wall. And if that's the case, I'm going to have holes in my basement ceiling and walls tomorrow when the electrician has to run a new line.
Yeah, QSL. Oh, man, that's a bummer. Yeah, that sucks, really. I've had that happen a few times here. Well, not the switch or power from the switch to the furnace, but sometimes whatever gets dirty in there and it needs a good cleaning. And it's usually around this time of the year, right? The first few starts coming into winter. But yeah, very good. Doug, you hear me okay? What's your noise level? I have a high noise level here tonight.
I luck out, man. I'm still low. I'm like minus 121. I've got you solid S9. When I turn on NR2, it makes your audio a little bit louder. I have a Q5 copy on you. I've got the live stream on, so you could hear how I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I'm at minus 117. I got a ton of noise here today. or tonight, minus 117. And you're peaking just above it at times, so a little bit over 9. I need to get a choke here for an inline choke here to hopefully suppress some of this noise. It gets this humping noise here gets pretty bad in the evening. It's always around, but I guess once band conditions get better, it just gets louder here. So I'm going to try to find this. It's something in the neighborhood, and if it's one of these light poles, I'm going to call the hydro company to come here and fix the ground or whatever it is, because it's such a pain in the ass on this frequency or on this band.
Yeah, if it's there all the time, but just louder when the band opens up, yeah, it's something close. It's not a neighbor turning something on at night. If 9 times out of 10, look, anything run by a government, which is usually a power authority or anything like that, they're not going to spend money if they don't have to. I don't know, unless they're sending it to another country. But so if there's something wrong with the transformer or something, it's not grounded right, they're not going to do anything about it if the power's still on, unless somebody like you calls them.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm going to grab one of those tiny SAs, those tiny spectrum analyzers, and walk around. Obviously the house. I don't think it's anything in the house because or in the shack here, because the other night I turned off all the breakers around the house, and I left my shack breaker on, and turning power supplies off here and there. I even just put it on the Kenwood, and the Kenwood is just plugged in straight to the wall, and I was getting the noise on that as well. So I don't know, man. I'll 40 and 80 is where most of the noise is. 40 is okay now. 40 is okay. It's just this band. It's just noisy as hell, and it's pretty annoying. But I'll figure it out.
Well, you're coming up in signal strength a little bit. You're touching 5/9 at times. If you're having trouble hearing me, I could change audio profiles to something a little sharper, and you should be able to hear me a little bit better.
Yeah, you're 5 to 10 over, Doug. You're doing a great job. 5 to 10 over.
So someone hit a light switch. That light switch is working. Yeah, the band must have just opened up between us.
What's that?
I said somebody must have hit a light switch. The band just opened up between us, because now you're 5 over, and you're saying now I'm 5 to 10 over, so that's good.
Oh, yeah, a headache. It's plasma TV. Yeah, it's I added some radios today too. I added two more radios for 64 feet, 2 more radios for 80. Tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link up to the fence. I'm going to link up to that chain link fence behind me and see how that goes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, station that's getting a headache, what's your call sign?
It's a big one. You ready to copy? N2 UNL.
N2 UNL. Holy schmoly. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, doing all right there, Doug. Just took a couple days off work and just hanging out. Just enjoying a little time off. Getting a rest from vacation before we start the holiday season.
Well, you're booming in down here, Brian. You're 10 to 15 over, sounding really, really good. Let's see. Everything's the same here. How are you copying me? Over?
Yeah, it's coming back the same way. 10 to 15 over, Doug. Conditions are right there. I read last night that there was supposed to have been some massive solar flares going on, I believe, today. I don't know. I haven't been around the radio. Has anybody complained about it?
I just got on tonight. I heard what you heard also, and I don't know if it was today or if it was like a day or two ago, or last night. Let's see, maybe Dan knows. Hey, Danny, do you have a copy on Brian?
Oh, yeah. Hey, how you doing, Brian? I got a good copy on you. And to you and Al, name here is Danny, VE3DAG. You're about 10 to 15 over here, Brian. Back to you.
Yeah, okay, Dan. Same here. So did you hear anything about? I read that it was an article, and I believe it was on the 30th. That there was supposed to have been some flares, but I don't know. They were going off maybe last night. But you guys are sounding great right now.
Yeah, it happened yesterday. I guess it emitted from the sun yesterday, and it hit here sometime in the morning.
Back.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Really look too much into it.
Go ahead. Back. You're back.
What rating they gave it, but it was supposedly big. It probably affected more the upper bands than anything, like 12, 15, 10. But yeah, not sure.
Hey, Dan, do you have a parrot?
What's that?
Do you have a parrot? I feel like I'm hearing a parrot in the background.
Oh, yeah, that's my his name is Mateo, and he's playing Fortnite.
Oh, is that your son?
Yeah.
That's funny, man. If my son was, if his room was down near my radio room, you'd hear a lot worse. He's playing Fortnite right now too. They should probably play together. But I have a parrot. I have an African gray parrot, and he has a 3,000 word vocabulary. So I thought it was a parrot.
Oh, wow. Yeah, a good friend of mine I grew up with, Bruno, he had an African gray. And, oh, man, that thing was super smart. Super smart. He used to do the Hockey Night in Canada tune. He used to do, the Kesh Kadish. Hey, Kesh Kadish. And you say that, he put up his claws and do the Kesh Kadish. Yeah, it was pretty, he was a smart bird, man. And he was pretty old. Super, super cool birds.
Oh, yeah, they'll live a long time. This guy's got to be... All right, so I'm going to be married in June. It'll be, let's see, 10, 20. It'll be 14 years in June. And this bird's got to be 16, 17, and they'll live to be 50 to 70 years old.
Yeah. When my friend told me that, I was shocked. I didn't believe him. And he told me back then that he up to 70 or 80. I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to drop it here for a second. I heard someone tune in. Anyone else want to come in? Thought I heard a two-tone. I don't know.
No, there's a group gonna fire up a KC down below us, and they're just gonna start talking and completely ignore that we're here, which they always do.
So what? $39.98 or 4 below $39.99.
98.25 or something like that. They're right there, not quite a KC down below us.
It's like 30 degrees out, 35 degrees out, and I've got a friggin' mosquito in here.
He's hanging on for that last drop of blood, man.
Yeah, he's getting heat from the amplifier in here.
Hey, you start wondering, where do those come from, eh?
Yeah, especially, it's been cold up here for now a few weeks, so he must have been in here. Oh, boy. So, Brian, man, you're sounding good. What are you running nowadays?
I'm just still running the Anon with the solid state ACOM amp and the the PR40 plugged in the front of the right in front of the radio.
You just went 4K. It sounds really nice, man. It sounds really good. All my stuff, all the gears. Well, no, I'm on the Anon. I sold the Mercury amp, and I'm running an Australian amp. It's called a VK3 amp, 2.4 kilowatts. I'm not doing that. I'm doing a touch under 50 legal limit. And let's see. I think since we spoke, I got rid of the loop, and I'm on a 80-meter doublet, also known as a center-fed ZEP, because of the 600 ohm that it's being fed with.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's. I think I kept up with your YouTubes there. I think. It was pretty funny there how the people were beating you up over the amplifier. That was funny. But congratulations on the new amp, taking delivery of it, and we just keeping the same equipment. Let's see. Back in January, I tried running, the software with the PC, but I could not get it to work. So I just ended up leaving the 40 plugged right into the radio.
Oh, you were trying like a DAW, a digital audio workstation?
Yes, correct, Doug.
Okay, yeah, well, it gets tricky on a PC. Windows doesn't like to share drivers, so it's always trial and error. I'm just running the Behringer X-Air box, the 18. So I process all the audio in that thing, and then it gets USB'd over into Thetis.
There you go. Keep it simple.
Yeah, you're 20 over now.
Yeah, I think everybody's coming up. The band's waking up.
All right, cool. Well, let me drop it here. Dom, how you doing?
Pretty good. I think somebody may have been trying to get in there. I don't know. Or he was trying to make the call. I told him the frequency was in use. Is there somebody trying to get in there?
Real light on me. You hear him?
Yeah, I got him. Yeah. Well, the frequency's in use, and but if you want to make a call and move off to another frequency, by all means, go ahead. All right, take care. Go ahead, Doug. My call sign is Whiskey 4 Delta Ocean, Mexico, W4DLM. And we usually do it on a 10-minute mark. Go ahead, Doug.
All right, yeah. I was just I was plugging in the headphones. Because I knew he was there, but on a speaker I couldn't hear what he was saying. KB2UKA. What was he asking about when we ID?
He was looking for somebody else, I guess. Anyway, I told him to go ahead and make his call, and if they could move off, but I guess he didn't. He just said he'll stand on the side or meet them someplace else. It was really rough hearing him as well. But we'll see.
Well, you're coming up now. You're 10-15 over. Sounding great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you're sounding good too.
And Danny, when you so now when you plug into that fence, how are you gonna? So refresh my memory. The Hustler right now, is it mounted near the fence or on the fence?
Okay, so right now it's connected to the back corner on 6-inch a 6-inch wooden post, and on the back end is the wooden fence for my property line into the park, right? So right now it's on the wooden fence. I have it on a mast, so it's up about 8 feet, and I have the radials going along one side of the wooden fence, and that's about 30 some odd feet, and then I have some ones elevated as well. What I'm going to do tomorrow is actually unplug or untie all of the radials, and I'm just going to run one heavy gauge into the chain link fence.
I'm thinking. I'm not ignoring you. I'm wondering if you should leave the radio. How long of a run is the heavy gauge going to have to be to connect to the chain link?
For me to get from the bottom of that the antenna to, I got like 2 feet. So I have a very solid copper wire. It's probably from what do you call it? 14-2 electrical wire from the house here, right? I'm gonna tie it in and wrap it around, and also I'm gonna screw it in as well. But I wanna try it with the rails off first, and then I'll attach all the radials and then combine everything, right?
Yeah, I would try it with the radials on first. So this way, if it's like a super performer, you don't have to take them down. I would take them down if it's not working well and see how it works.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll do that first, and see how it goes. I mean, there's, what is it, 200, 300 meters of the fence there. So, I mean, let's see how it goes. I was always worried to link it up, but I know it's just the radial system. From reading into it, the worst that can happen, and if it's somewhat close, and if I'm running big power, someone may get burnt if they touch it. But I don't know. I don't think that will happen, but who knows?
So when I had the vertical at the last QTH, and I had all that feet of electrical wire underneath the lawn, if my kids were out there, I was running 1,200 watts, I wouldn't transmit. Or if the dogs are out there, I wouldn't transmit. So yeah, you're right. No one's going to get electrocuted. They possibly could get an RF burn, but that's not fun either. So yeah, just don't transmit when anyone's out there.
Well, the problem is that chain link fence links up to all of my neighbors' backyard, right? So it's basically the chain link fence for all the properties to the left and right of me, partitioning the park in the backyard, right? So, not too many people touch it. It's not really a playground park. It's kind of like a ravine lot. The town is calling it a park. But on this side, very, very rarely anyone goes on this side. So, I mean, how many times does anyone touch that fence in a month? I don't know, but it's extremely rare.
I think you'll be fine. And what you could do, if you find when you hook it up tomorrow that it improves it a lot, then you can at night go take a little copper strap and make sure that all the other fencing is bonded to your main fence. And then you could have the whole damn block as a radial system. Hey, Dominic, do you have your DSAR on?
Yeah, the radio's scanning. I got it up.
All right, I'm going to ping 55 Charlie in a second. I want to see if you hear me.
All right, I'm listening.
W4DOM. Do you copy?
Where's DJ tonight? He's not in here? Brian, you still in there? N2UNL VE3DUG?
W4DOM.
I'm right here. I was just sending a friend of mine out there in North Carolina a text. Said he couldn't hear us very well tonight. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It could be the CME that hit us yesterday or today. Yeah, I was just looking where you are on the map here. You're exactly straight line east here from me, about 85 degrees, about 295 miles. Pretty interesting. What are you running for an antenna there, Brian?
I'm hearing Brian and you perfectly fine. I'm in South Carolina.
Hey, Dom, nothing on DSAR?
Okay, for the South Carolina report. Maybe it's just the way he has his antenna oriented. Maybe it's running, not broadside to our signals, but I'm running a homebrew. I just built a 75 dedicated wire. It's probably 45 foot in the air. That's what I use right now. I do have a loop up, a 550 foot loop, but I put the wrong balun on it, so I can't get it to tune. So I'll work on that this winter. Antennas are winter projects.
Yeah, I was out there today. Oh man, what type of antenna or balun did you put on it?
Doing an echo test.
I believe it wasn't labeled, but I think it's the wrong balun. That's why it wouldn't tune here. It's a balun design, balun, but I believe it's either a 1-to-1 or a 4-to-1, and either way, I think it's the wrong one. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, that's a lot of wire. Did you say 550 feet?
Yeah, 550 foot, and boy, that makes a great receive antenna. But I couldn't get it to tune, so I'll work on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what the ohm impedance would be, but I know what the delta loop's on 40, just by looking into it. And it all depends on if it's horizontal, vertical, and it's a 4-to-1. But yeah, you gotta look into it, I guess. But I used to run a wire. I still have an off-center fit that I pull up here, and that whenever I use it, it sets off the fire alarm, so I can't use that. I need to grab some inline chokes here for the vertical on the wire to eliminate some noise and to eliminate the RFI.
Yeah, I used to get that. I have a multi-band out there, and if I put that on 20 meters, I will get it in the house. So I either don't use the amplifier, or if I do, I put it on the Mosley, and it doesn't give me a problem. But that multi-band off-center is nasty.
Hey, let me get in here for a sec.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks. Hey, Doug, try restarting it. I called you twice on it. You're on 055 Charlie, right?
Yeah, the other day when I redid the shack, I brought it in and I tried to connect it to my house Wi-Fi because I don't have any more spots on the switch. And I thought it was connected, but I don't think it is, because just now when I unplugged it, hold on. When I unplugged it, the date said November 23rd, which is the last time I used it in my office. So I'm connecting, but I think I'm only connecting locally. It's not going out over the net. So yeah, I got to log into Pi-Star and try to sync it to the Wi-Fi. I'm going to be on the side for a minute.
Yeah, go into Pi-Star and then under configuration, and then scroll down to where the wireless modem setup is, and make sure that's all correct.
Yeah, the problem is whenever I do that, it always says interface is down. Even when I hooked it up originally to my hotspot, and there was a trick I had to do to get it to connect, and I don't remember what the trick is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm using Pi-Star, but I'm probably using it. I'm using it on a Raspberry Pi with an NVDM modem, and yeah, I just go in and set it, and then you have to power down. You have to save it, and then power down and restart. Anyway, I'm listening there, so when you get it up, holler.
All right, good. I'm going to be on the side a little bit, guys, but I'm listening, and the stream's still on KB2 UKA.
All right, thanks, Danny. Go ahead and take it back up. W40.
And to UNL.
VHF.
I'm sorry, there was a double.
What are you guys playing around with there? D-Star?
Yeah, he's getting his D-Star set up, and I got an IC7100. I have it scanning VHF, UHF, and D-Star.
VE3 DAG for ID.
It's W4 DOM40.
So, Brian, are you on that 500 footer now, or something else?
No, right now I'm on the dedicated 75 wire, and that's just some 12 gauge I had in the garage. We had some contractors at work, and they were very generous with their wire. So that's why I ended up with I still have full spools of 1,000-foot spools out in the garage of 12 gauge. So it looks if you look up in the air closely between the trees, you'll see it. But the wife doesn't mind. I got 3 wires out there and the Mosley and the loop, so yeah, it keeps me busy.
Yeah, QSL. At first, I wanted to say something, but I'm not going to say it. But yeah, that's awesome, man. That's cool. So I see the Mosley, the 3-element there. The vertical, what is that for 10? It looks like an Antron or something.
No, that's a what do they call it? I think it's a Comet GP9. It's 2 meter 440.
Oh yeah, that's a nice antenna for V and U. That's a wicked antenna.
Yeah, it works really well. It's got some really good gain. I used to do VHF sideband, and I had the 13 B2s up there, and I don't know. It was a dying mode. Nobody around anymore on it, so I took those down and put them in the garage with the other Mosley that's not up there yet. But it works well. It's probably as long as one of those 10 meter antennas. I think it's about 18 foot long, and it's been up there since 2005 and working well. Never had any issue with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I can tell by the length it's, only because I can see the Mosley, and then the vertical there looks about 18, 20-ish. Yeah, they're around the same length as an Antron or a halfway for 10. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's really cool. So the wire you got now, is it NFAD or is it just a dipole?
It's just a dipole, just a dedicated dipole, and in evenings when I usually get home at midnight, I run 75 meters and get in with a different group of guys here, and that's what usually puts me to bed. I get tired, and that's it. That's why I decided to put up the dedicated wire for the band here.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's working well. Working very good this way here, Brian.
Yeah, when I put the loop up, it made a big difference. With the regular knob radio, but with the when I picked up the Anon last January, it'll be here this January. When I picked up the Anon with that the NR2, it made an incredible difference. And if I turned on the second receive here on that loop with the NR2, it's super quiet. When it gets noisy, I do use it for local stuff. And of course, the signals go down, but they're actually readable. That's for sure.
Yeah, cool. So what's your noise level right now, Brian?
Let's see. My noise level right now is about a S6.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I'm in the suburbs here, so I got neighbors right beside me. It's on this band, and I'm running a vertical, and right now I'm about minus 117, so just a little bit over 9. It's a pain in the ass, but I have something that's going on in the neighborhood. I'm getting some type of interference with something, so I'm getting one of those little spectrum analyzers. I'm going to see if it's a light post that has a bad ground or something around me that's causing that. It's not here, and I'm catching it on both of the antennas. I have this is the vertical, and then on the off-center fed dipole, I'm catching it as well. The wire's a little bit quieter, and I know the vertical picks up a lot more crap. And if I can't find it, even if I still can't find it, I'm going to grab 2 chokes here for the vertical to hopefully suppress it a bit, because it's been here for ever since I got the 80-meter trap. So
there
I
we
just
go.
can't
Sorry,
get rid of
it's
it.
doing very well. Everything's good. Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, I had something similar too, and I couldn't find. I mean, I don't have too many people in the neighborhood, but I couldn't figure it out. I did the running around, unplugging stuff in the house and stuff, and taking a real close look at the neighbors, see if what they had going on for lighting or something, but I couldn't figure it out, and I accidentally noticed when I unplugged. When we park the RV on the side here, we leave it plugged in. That way the onboard batteries are, charged up to peak. It's got an onboard charger. Well, there you go, the onboard charger. When I unplugged it, I unplugged the lead and moved it and didn't plug it back in. I noticed the noise was gone.
Yeah, those battery chargers are horrible. Battery chargers are very bad for RF. So are those old laptops. Those old laptops that you got to plug it in with the charger, because it's so old that the battery doesn't even work anymore. My neighbor's got one of those, and it's RF City with that. LED pot lights. I mean those slim puck
Yeah, you can hear me when either I'm talking or I mute them. So I designed it that way, Mark, so that they come in nice and strong. Are you running Thetis 2.10.3.4? Yes, that is exactly what I'm running, Mega. That's what I'm running.
He says, wow, he says 10 meters is wide open. And I kept turning 10 meters on and I couldn't hear anything. All I got was a noise from top to bottom of the band, and I couldn't hear any signals whatsoever. And I said, I don't get 10 meters here. I don't know why.
That should be a little bit louder, Mark. Is that a little bit louder on the on my voice? Let me know. You're hard to hear. Okay. Yeah, that should be a little bit louder. I just want to make sure I'm not clipping in there. I don't think I am.
Yeah, it was every time I plugged the RV in. It was the onboard charger. I didn't change it. I just don't attempt to use 10 meters. It only affected 10 meters also.
Yeah. It's funny. My dad went through the same thing. Behind him, I guess someone has an RV on their lot, and he gets a huge noise level when that charger's plugged in. So they're brutal. I know they're really bad. Those my neighbor here, if he gets on that laptop, I sent him a text. I'm like, hey, you on the laptop? And he's like, yeah, how do you know? I'm like, well, I could hear it. It's that bad. It's horrible. I get like 30 to 40 over of RF coming through. It's disgusting. I don't know what it is. If it's the charger that's omitting something, the computer it's running as power source from the charger because the battery's not working. So I don't know if it's something on the CPU or the actual charger, but whatever it is, lots of noise. And you know what? I've been thinking about that as we get more into tech and just these solar panels and what do you call it, like the electrical car chargers and crap like that. I mean, bands, I think in 10 plus years, they're going to just be full of noise.
Yeah, I mean, the FCC regulates it, but they're still dirty. And of course, there's going to be the cheap knockoff versions out there of those devices. So yeah, you're right. To think about it, yeah, it's going to get noisier and noisier. I was thinking on your neighbor using the laptop. Do you think you're picking it up through your antenna or through the AC system? What if you put your radio on a battery and tried it while he was on his laptop? I was wondering if you would still get that bad RF.
Yeah, I think it's coming from the antenna. I'm pretty sure, but once I get that, it's called a Tiny SA. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. I've seen them on Amazon and AliExpress. Sorry, my kid's in the background. It's called a Tiny SA. It's like a 2 or 3 inch screen. It goes from 0 megahertz all the way up to 9 gigs. There's a spectrum analyzer on it, and there's a waterfall and a telescopic antenna. So I'll sit down in his garage with him, and I'll show him what exactly it does in RF. So I don't know. I don't think it's coming through the AC. I'm pretty sure it's emitting something, and I'm picking it up here through the antennas.
W4D, I'm at 50. Doug, I heard you. I answered you back. You didn't hear me?
No, I answered you, and I'm connected to the LAN, and now it's not working. I also didn't restart it when I connected to the LAN, so that's probably why. So yeah, I'm having a hard time connecting it to Wi-Fi. That's the bottom line.
All right.
So it took me forever when I first got it to connect it to Wi-Fi. So there was a trick that I had to do, a sequence of after I connect it, shutting it down, turning it on. I don't remember.
Well, there is a power down in the program. If you click on the power menu, you can do a shutdown from there, and then turn it back on from there, and see if is that what you did, maybe?
That might have been it, because when I connect to let me unplug this damn thing. Let me let it recycle. Hold on. Once it recycles, it'll establish the IP, and then I can log back into it. When I connect to the Wi-Fi, after I put the password in, it always says it's down, and I don't know how to get it to read that it's connected.
All right, let me log into mine.
All right, I'm waiting for mine to reinitialize, and then once it gives me the IP, I'm going to log into it. And now remember, Dom, I've got the mesh router system in this house, so it's showing me every channel on every mesh router. So I'm choosing one that has the lowest dB number, lowest negative number. I'm assuming that's the closest one to my shack.
Oh, I got you. All right, so when I go in, I'm in the Pi-Star configuration. I should compare, I'll send you a picture of my setup and see if yours looks familiar. How's that?
Yeah, do that. I just logged in. I'm logged back in. I go all the way down. It says so it says Wi-Fi, right? It says interface status. Interface is down. I go to configure Wi-Fi. I'm going to delete my old one just because I'm scanning for networks. My Wi-Fi network is called MAGA King. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 11 MAGA Kings. So I'm going to choose the 5 gig. That's the closest one to me is minus 53 dBm. Now I have an option, Dom. I could choose the 5 gig with WPS, or I could choose 2.4 gig with Alpha Echo Sierra. Which one would you choose?
It depends on the security you're using on your router.
I believe I'm WPS and anything can connect.
Okay. And when you log into your Pi-Star, the very first login is pi-star / right?
The user ID, you mean?
No, the web address. When you use your browser and you type it in, you type in pi-star, right?
No, I just type in the IP address on the device, and it brings me right to the Pi-Star page.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I log in with pi-star, and then when I go into the configuration, it asks me for another password, and that password is something I set. Anyway, okay. I'm using 2.4 gigahertz channel 11, and I do have 5G, but I don't use it on the on this thing.
All right. Well, I'm updating my password. Not my password, my city and state, because I moved. Let me do all that, and then I'm going to try again.
Oh, okay. All right, you guys go ahead, continue. I'm back on the side.
Yeah, KB2 UKA. I'm on the side also.
I'll figure that out with Doug there.
Oh, he's got to redo his configuration. But go ahead, you guys can continue talking. We'll just I'll jump in there when he's ready. I'll probably get him on D-Star when he gets it up.
Anyone, Doug, I know you're standing by. I don't know if you're on the D-Star. Brian or Dom, have you guys ever heard of this DXWorld-E.com? It's a guy, I think, out in Greece. that's making these LD MOS parts and amplifiers?
No, I haven't myself, but we'll let Dom pick that up too when he's done with his pie or whatever he's playing with. I need to get in the other room. Kid's about ready to go to bed, so I need to control him. I shall return, NTUNL.
Okay, Brian. Nice chatting if you don't make it back or if I'm not here. All the best in 7-3s.
I may have heard of that. It might have crossed my screen before, but give me a couple of minutes here. KB2 UKA.
Yeah, no problem, guys. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in a bit. This is VE3 DAG. Let me just do a quick test here. VE3 DAG testing. Hello, testing. VE3 DAG testing. Okay, that's better. VE3 DAG testing. 1 2 1 2 3. This is VE3 DAG testing. Testing. This is VE3 DAG testing.
Well, my Pi Star is rebooting. You're sounding nice and loud now, Danny. 5 to 10 over.
Yeah, thanks, brother. You as well. I'm just I'm playing around with this the Pure Signal 2.0. I'm setting my peak to different values, and it's keeping the feedback at a pretty decent level. But okay, yeah, I'll come back. I'll be back in about 10. VE3 DAG.
All right, KB2 UKA. W4DOM, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
All right, I just entered the Wi-Fi info. It still says interface down. I'm powering it all. I'm rebooting it now from the Pi Star. I'm going to see what happens. But my question is, when it does connect, what's going to happen that I'm still plugged into the Ethernet? Is it going to just go to Wi-Fi?
No, I was going to say that. You got to make sure you unplug the Ethernet cord, then restart it.
But I probably should see that it's successfully connected in the configuration, right?
No, well, you gotta unplug the Ethernet cable and restart the unit.
All right, give me a second here. It just restarted. Let me go check it. Hold on.
Yeah, if the Ethernet cable's plugged in, it'll take that route. You know what I mean? So you gotta unplug the Ethernet cable and then restart the unit after you save your settings for the Wi-Fi, and then it should come up. When it sees it doesn't have an Ethernet connection, it'll go to Wi-Fi. W4DOM at 2000 hours.
KB2 UKA. And what's reset Wi-Fi adapter?
I don't see that choice on mine, but I imagine it's to reset it and put all your information back in again.
All right, I'm going to start from scratch one more time.
All right, after you save it, then power down, and then unplug the Ethernet cable and turn it back on. And just so you know, on the gateway activity, I see KB2UKA Z, as in zebra, /Doug. So, yeah, you were in there, and no loss.
Yeah, I've got too many options here, Dom. Not only do I have with WPS, it also says, so I'll give you an example. Channel 10, 2.4 gigahertz, WPA2 PSK, and then in parentheses it says TKIP with WPS.
Yeah, WPS is the old security standard. Are you sure your router can go that far, backwards, that compatible?
Well, let me try AES. What's AES?
I I don't remember. Let me see. I don't see that on mine. I have bitrate, AP MAC address connected to WAN, the IP address, subnet, interface statistics. It's not showing me the security.
Let's see. We're going to try that one.
Yeah, basically all mine asks for is save and connect. It asks for the SID and the password. The PSK is the password.
Yeah, that I know. Okay, so I just saved it. Let me apply changes. And then after I apply changes, what should I click? Reboot or shut down?
Reboot, but unplug the Ethernet cable.
So click reboot and then pull the cable?
No, pull the cable down, hit reboot. Oh, well, yeah. Reboot, then pull the cable. Or just shut down is the safest way. Shut down, pull the cable, and restart it.
All right, I'm going to shut down KB2 UKA.
And it says right above it, it says firewall configuration above wireless configuration. It says auto AP and for access point, and it says note reboot required if changed. Oh, sure. I don't know if you checked the firewall, but everything should be checked on the left-hand side. Private, on and on. For dashboard access, IRC, DDB, gateway, remote, private, SSH, access, private, auto AP on, UPnP on.
Yeah, I didn't check it, but I know I did it right the first time. Okay, power off, Ethernet cable out, and now we're hooking her back up. Let's see what happens. Let's see. I remember I had to watch a damn video, and it had to do specifically, this is a Bridgecom box. It had something to do specific with how they did it.
Oh, I don't know. If you're listening to on your radio to 055 Charlie, you should hear the Pi Star connect twice. Once for itself and then your radio.
Yeah, well, I thought it's been working all week and just no one was on, because when I key the radio, it connects to the damn reflector, but it's only connecting locally on my end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you would have called, I would have heard you. I always leave that radio scanning.
All right, well, it's initializing. Let's see what happens. Now, I could just get a switch with more channels, and then I could just plug in.
Yeah, but you want the Wi-Fi working anyway, so when you're in the mobile, right?
Yeah, well, I had the damn thing working to my hotspot, and I deleted it. So now, if this doesn't work, I got to go back in my watch history and figure out what I did.
I got you.
I got to get upstairs soon anyway. Jillian's out till, 10:30 tonight, I think.
Oh, yeah.
This damn thing takes forever to initialize, but let's see if it connects. My gut tells me it's not going to connect. Otherwise, it wouldn't still be saying initializing.
Yeah, well, yeah, give it a minute.
It might have connected. It says WLAN and an IP address. Right? Doesn't the W mean wireless?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens. I still don't think it did, though. Let's see.
It needs to connect itself to the network and then the radio. So you got to key the radio. You should hear it over the radio when it connects.
I had the radio off. Let's see. All right, so it just did the one connect. W4DOM, W4DOM, do you copy KB2 UKA? Yeah, I just called you. I don't think I'm connected. It's got a weird IP address. It says WLAN 0 underscore, and then it's the last two spot digits are weird.
What do you mean, on the radio or on the page?
No, on the little the Pi Star.
Oh, okay. We'll log in now. See if you can log in wirelessly. I just use pi-star / and that should log you in.
No, it won't log in. It's not connected. I gotta play with this thing tomorrow. It's fine. I gotta go. I just have to do a little research on it. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Dominic, have a great night. Dan, if you're in there, take care. Brian, I don't know if you're still in there. But everyone have a great night. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. KB2 UKA. Go ahead, Dom.
All right, there, Doug. Have a good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll have that thing scanning during the day, so if you want to holler at me, just give me a minute to answer it. That's all.
Yeah. When I get home, I'm gonna try working on it. I'll figure it out. It took me a couple of days last time. I just have to watch the video. All right, 73 KB2 UKA QRT.
All right, good night.
All right, guys. You guys have a fantastic evening. 73, and thanks.